Hi Scorpio, it is down and dirty reading, no editing, so hence I'm shuffling in front of you. I guess it doesn't matter to me. I usually like to shuffle off the reading, but you know, there are like these few people who always you can shuffle in front of me. So there we go. You have a High Priestess. Well, you have King of Wands. High Priestess is like that internal energy about you observing the world around you. You might be having somebody wooing you. King of Wands, it's in this particular deck is a Leo or lioness energy of some kind of like sword. So it could be that maybe a little bit standoffish. It could be that you're simply processing something that has been happening, because this Leo simply can mean energy of someone lingering around you. And I got like freaking bundles, so I'm going to just put it back. It kind of like really looks to me that this is kind of like internal thoughts, the process of some kind. And I guess you're getting extra card. You're getting the Chariot, which could be Cancerian energy. So it could be, because this is moon energy, this is moon energy. Both of them are kind of like a water. And then also we have Six of Wands and King of Swords. Holy moly, it's ridiculous amount of things going on. Even though here is a Six of Wands, it really reminds me of the sun. You clearly have the energy that you want to win. There's also lots of sexual energy over here. King of Swords can talk about a little bit of the struggle between the right and wrong. The Chariot card, as you can see, there are two Sphinx, and Sphinx are lions as well. I don't know why you have such big kind of like sun in your chart, right? And it almost looks like that you're filtering things through the inner wisdom, or you're obtaining the inner wisdom, or you had somebody who left a big impact on you, right? I don't know, like, is this about winning? Because look at these beautiful cards with the Six of Wands, with this kind of like flowers over here. It's kind of like yellow energy. We are in a year number 3, which kind of like has this yellow energy, which is the energy for me of life, of success, of waking up. It's really the spiritual renaissance sort of a thing. King of Swords could be almost like a legal energy, almost like kind of like creating and putting things in balance of some sort. As much as the Chariot, and like you have these two majors, right? You have High Priestess and the Chariot, both being like very similar to your own sign, kind of like feeling, oh my gosh, I'm on these wings. And it could be wings of love. It could be simply that, because the fire, we become fire when we are dating. It doesn't matter that you're water. You literally become fire. In your case, because you're Scorpio, become volcano, fire and water, volcano, or steam. In both cases, is like really, really getting together. Maybe something is finally coming in balance with having that King of Swords, right? King of Swords is that energy of kind of like understanding what everything is happening. You know, sometimes you date people and everything is okay for the first month or second month, and then you go, okay, why did you do that? Or you didn't call me, or this is really bothering me. Because everything that looked okay, because we had this oxytocin and all these happy hormones kind of like swirling, but then survival kicks in. Hey, you cannot be without sleep all over again. And you're one of those wise signs. You kind of like get it, but at the same time, it almost looks to me that you like this infusion of energy. This is like enormous energy. Look at this. This is water. Sure, they're like major arcana. So they're like some major kind of like, they're major messages. You'll be getting your spiritual messages through spirit guides. You'll be getting hints and signs all the month. Look for the yellow color. follow the yellow. You know how in this movie The Matrix they said follow the rabbit, and then he saw the rabbit on the woman's shoulders and he followed her. In your case, it's going to be yellow and yellow flowers, and it's going to be really something that is going to start opening your eyes. You see, the Chariot is always about clearing things, pushing things forward. It's about will and determination. It generally talks about overcoming the troubles and the issues, and usually the card appears when you kind of like fall into some kind of ditch, or you need a pick-me-up, or you need somebody to be around you. Maybe you kind of like found for yourself, look, I'm going to watch how you guys behave, because I want nothing less than somebody treating me properly. Kind of like, you know, I'm the king of the jungle, or I'm going to put somebody on a pedestal, because Leo's energy is also committal energy, right? But the Chariot energy is not. So this is where this is a little bit confusing. It almost looks like you might be coming in and out of this commitment. You might have a couple of suitors though. And one of them is going to be super sexy. Another one is going to be very emotional, and it's going to be very, very interesting over here. Since the first kind of group was 5 cards, you know, I'm going to take the second group as 5 cards. So we are going to see what we get. So here we have 10 of Fire. So it could have been that you have been in a situation of some kind of sacrifice, where, you know, you were trying to learn about someone, and you had a sign that goes all the way down to Mariana Trench. There is like, you know, as deep as you can go. You're trying to kind of like figure not only others but yourself. The whole entire life is discovery. And this 10 of Fire, it's really talking about that maybe somebody has been a puzzle for you. There have been secrets, and where most of us would just run away from the secrets, you are saying bring it on. I love secrets, and this is kind of like mystery and intriguing for you. And even though it may be kind of like felt the life is kind of like pushing you on kind of like different stuff, look at them. They're kind of going in all directions, which kind of like at that particular case it made sense. And then you have this Emperor. Somebody is really coming through, which again, as I said, you have the fire, you have air over here showing like really prominently. The Emperor also could be Aries, even though we also have a Leo's heads over here, but that's just because the kitty cat thinks, well, when I grow up I'm going to be a lion, kind of a thing. So after the situation of displacement, after the situation of, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing, where I'm heading, I finally thought I had things kind of like all together, everything was agreed and discussed. So what now? Why is like all over like the stuff, like almost like you're a fixed sign, you like things to be kind of like discussed and put together. Maybe there is a friendship that is in jeopardy because you have this like 3 of C reversed. That can talk about 3-party situation as well, that maybe needs to be released. And it could be you that you're a third party, or kind of like stepping into something, because look, you have the Priest. And the Priest is reversed, which talks about something unconventional. It talks about breaking the societal norms and going in your direction, but at the same time being really just and really feeling victorious about it. Interestingly enough, you have also 5 of C, which is another 5 here. The 5 of C reversed, it's very controversial card. And I'll tell you, because I kind of like, yes, I did learn what cards mean, but practice makes it perfect, right? Practice kind of like tells you, okay, you have to kind of cover every single card and see what meaning that comes to me, because after all, I'm channeling these cards through me, right? So when the 5 of Cups comes reversed, some readers would say, oh, you know what, somebody is coming back. Somebody who has left is coming back. And however, I'm seeing this connecting with this King of Cups, which is like that energy of rightness, which also can for you feel like a little bit of bittersweet of something. Bittersweet, like you win one, you lose one. You you're maybe kind of completely going in a new direction. You're kind of like really realizing maybe kind of one of those middle-age crises. Life is short, I better live my life. But at the same time, you're not completely clueless. You're not going to buy, a cabriolet. You're not going to get short skirts or, shave your chest and go to the gym. That kind of stuff. The emperor is still here. I get it, who I am. I know who I am. I really think this is sort of like talking about some kind of nostalgia, but this nostalgia is mixed with acceptance and forgiveness, and kind of like this whole sense of feeling in the horse, feeling on top of the world. It's kind of like almost like the scene from the Titanic over here that is going on. So let me grab 3 more cards here for you. So I have the 8 of Wands, and of course I have the Tower. And if any other sign got the Tower other than Scorpio and Aquarius, it would be like, oh my effing god, I don't want it. But look at this. This one person could be actually a long distance person. It could be somebody who is far away, somebody who is maybe even established. Maybe this person will really rock your world at some point. Maybe this person you want to be friends with, but you're realizing you have to move on. You see the Tower, interestingly enough, because this is the Aries energy, and Aries is and you see here basically both Aries and Scorpionic energy, and in this particular deck we only see one person falling off, and it is about correction on the inside and on the outside. We do not see this Tower collapsing over here. It almost looks like to me like one of those radio towers emitting different signals. So it's almost like you're going to tune yourself to completely different song, to different tune. The Tower upright is actually a really good card because it's really saying that something cannot be built the way it is. Something has to be torn apart, ripped apart, and start all over again. Because it's either a cross of messaging, it's either that you're not necessarily feeling full comfort where you are, because this is that energy of 7, and then 16, 1 and 6 is 7 as well, and this is what is really making it interesting, right? I really feel what is really happening here because of this Mars component that we kind of like strongly feel over here, because Tower shows up when you're living in an illusion, especially when it's upright. Reversed is also kind of the kind, but no amount of shaking you up can kind of like wake you up. Here you kind of like get it. So we need to remove the mask. We need to kind of like expose the truth of the situation in order to kind of even have a faint chance of changing it, right? Change is difficult for all of us because you might have been having, as I said, hanky-panky with a whole bunch of people. This could be third party. This could be kind of like, hey, I want to commit, maybe I don't want to commit, maybe I want a sex kind of a thing. Well, maybe I want to be solo. It's kind of like you're going in all directions over here. It's kind of like awakening, but it could be shock that kind of like then the awakening follows, right? Because that shock means that everything kind of like needs to be broken down and you will be removed from your comfort zone. Let me put it at the very least. So whenever I see the Tower, it reminds you to let go and let that ego fall away. So if you're adhering to something, and that's why you have the High Priestess, right? Look at this. This is water, and this is water, this is water. The only card that from the water didn't come through of the majors is the Death card, your card, right? So it looks like there are like some changes that are happening. And also you have this Moon energy. And Moon is always transformational energy, sort of like that's the time of metamorphosis, right? Is this cocoon going to become a butterfly, right? This is when you become aware of your shadow self. This is when we become self-reflective, where you look yourself in the mirror, but truly you're looking at yourself. And we all have to do it from time to time. Some people closely go through life and then don't do it. But the we who do it, this kind of tells us that, you know, we need to purge all negativity and tap into our own awareness and get these answers, right? So there's going to be a lots of subconscious happening for you this month. You will be downloading messages, whatever the method you're using, mindfulness, God, prayer, singing, watching the movie, and it hits you even though you've seen the movie before, that sort of a thing. So let's see the mystery card over here. Joy, lovely. Well, joy, the first thing that came to my mind was marriage. Interestingly enough, now you have this card of, well, something unconventional. Maybe it could be living together, kind of a thing. These are also arrows of love, right? You simply are stopping pretending. And this means that you will not tolerate it in yourself, and you will not tolerate it in the others. It's sort of like reaching some kind of like form of integrity. You're also saying to yourself, well, wait a minute, I cannot ask of the other people things that I don't give myself. Can I be counted on? And can I be counted on the other people? This is almost like talking about possible miracles coming your way, right? Because this is like truly experiencing something. You are really feeling like almost like you know, these people who go to the restaurants and they review them, and just being present is how you're starting, and you're feeling this presence is kind of like taking you, putting you in the trouble, but you will kind of like go down in the trenches. You will roll up your sleeve. You will be truly experiencing something. This is almost like a higher purpose and birth. As I told you, it's going to be delightful, but you really need to open yourself to live your life fully. So this is not a small deal, guys. This is 10 out of 10. So crank up this volume, buckle up, and get ready for this ride. And it's going to be interesting, and it's going to be fun. So my dear Scorpio, can't wait to hear from you. Hopefully you're going to kind of like give me a note or two. Lots of people coming and going, and you are redefining who you are and how you see the world. So if you guys are new here and this resonated with you, this is for a reason. So please subscribe, because the messages have been sent to you. If you want a reading with me, you can contact me via my website, catterra.ca. And if you go down in the description, there are like all the other stats, like my Instagram, my Facebook, so you can go and check your daily tarot. So thank you guys so much for sticking with me, being here with me, and I wish you all the best. So buckle up, and I love you. All the best, Scorpio.